We know that a decoder is a digital circuit which has n inputs and 2 power n outputs. So if you take a 2 to 4 decoder, you have two inputs A, B, and four outputs Y0 to Y3 or Y3 to Y0, doesn't really matter. Now typically decoders have a third input called the enable input. Essentially when enable is 0, your decoder is going to be disabled. So decoder is disabled, which means it's not going to function as a decoder. And when enable equals to 1, the decoder acts as normally or in the way that it is supposed to. Let's take a truth table to understand this more closely. So you have enable input, A input, B input, followed by Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0. When enable is 0, it doesn't really matter what A and B are. Your decoder is going to output all zeros. Remember, in a decoder, at least one of the output line has to be a 1. So, which is why we have the enable signal here, and when enable is 0, the decoder is disabled. When enable is 1, you have different combinations for A and B, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. When it is 0, 0, that is when A and B are 0 and 0, line 0 is activated. When 0, 1, line 1 is activated. When 1, 0, line 2 is activated. And when 1, 1, line 3 is activated. This is how a decoder or a 2 to 4 decoder with enable functions. Let's look at the 3 to 8 decoder with enable. So the 3 to 8 decoder will have 3 inputs, ABC, and 8 outputs, that is 2 raised to 3, Y0 to Y7, and you can also have the enable signal. The truth table is similar to the 2 to 4 decoder. And then you have Y7, Y6, Y5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. When enable is 0, you don't care what the values of A, B, C are. Your output is going to be all zeros. When enable is 1, that is when you can take different combinations for A, B, C. So enable is 1 for all these guys here. When it is 0, 0, 0, that is when A, B, C are 0, 0, 0, line 0 is activated, followed by line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, and line 7. So this is how a 3 to 8 decoder with enable signal functions. And a 3 to 8 decoder with enable signal, you have an integrated circuit for it, which is IC74LS138. It's a 3 to 8 decoder given by 3 inputs, 8 outputs, and it has one enable signal. So enable, inputs, outputs.